Good morning, students. Today we study about the biogeographical classification of India. India is also home to four biodiversity hotspots of the world. They are Andaman and Nicobar Island, Eastern Himalaya, Indo-Burma region, and the Western Ghats. Hence, the importance of biogeographical study of India's natural heritage. Biogeographic classification of India is the division of India according to biogeographic characteristics. Biogeography is the study of the distribution of the species, organisms, and ecosystems in geographic space and through geological time. India is the seventh largest country in the world and Asia's second largest nation with an area of 32,87,263 kilometers, having a varied landscape rich in natural resources. India is shielded by the world's highest mountain, the Himalayas, in the north. The southern part of India takes the shape of a peninsula and divided the Indian Ocean into the Bay of Bengal to the southeast and the Arabian Sea to the southwest. The southern tip of Kanyakumari is washed by the Indian Ocean. The Andaman and Nicobar Island in the Bay of Bengal and the Lakshadweep groups of Iceland in the Arabian Sea are also a part of India. India has a great diversity of natural ecosystems from the cold and high Himalayan ranges to the sea coast, from the wet northeastern green forest to the dry northwestern arid deserts. Different types of forest, wetlands, islands, and the oceans. India consists of fertile river plains and high plateaus and several major rivers, including the Ganga, Brahmaputra, and Indus. The climate of India is determined by the southwest monsoon between June and October November and dry winds from the north between December and February. From March to May, the climate is dry and hot. Our country, that is India, is divided into 10 major regions based on the geography, climate, and pattern of vegetation seen, and the communities of mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, insects, and other invertebrates that live in them by the Forest and Wildlife Department of Government of India. The country has 10 biogeographic zones and 26 biotic provinces. The biotic provinces are Trans-Himalayas, Ladakh Mountains, Tibetan Plateau, Northwest, Central, East Himalayas, Thar Desert, Kutch, Semi-Arid, Punjab Plains, Gujarat, Rajputana, Western Ghats, Malabar Plains, Western Ghats, Deccan Peninsula, Central Highlands, Chota Nagpur, Central Plateau, Deccan, South Gangetic Plains, Upper and Lower Gangetic Plains, West and East Coast, Lakshadweep, Northeast Brahmaputra Valley, Northeast Hills, Iceland, Andaman and Nicobar. These are the biotic provinces of India. Then the biogeographic zones of India, they are 10. Trans-Himalayan region, Himalayas, semi-arid areas, Western Ghat, Northwest desert region, Deccan Plateau, Gangetic Plain, Northeast India, Iceland and coastal regions. The first one, Trans-Himalayan region. The Himalayan ranges immediately north of the Great Himalayan Range are called the Trans-Himalayas. The Trans-Himalayan region, with its sparse vegetation, has the richest wild sheep and goat community in the world. The snow leopard is found here, as is the migratory black-necked cranes are also found. Then the second one, that is Himalayas. The Himalayas consist of the youngest and loftiest mountain chains in the world. The forests are very dense with extensive growth of grass and evergreen tall trees. Oak, chestnut, conifer, ash, pine, deodar are abundant in Himalayas. There is no vegetation above the snow line. Several animals live in the Himalayan ranges. Chief species include monal, wild sheep, mountain goats, ibex, shrew and tapir. Panda and snow leopards are also found here. Third zone is semi-arid area. Adjoining the desert are the semi-arid areas, a transitional zone between the desert and the desert forest of the Western Ghat. The natural vegetation is thorn forest. This region is characterized by discontinuous vegetation cover with open areas of bare soil and soil water deficit throughout the year. A few species of xerophytic herbs and some ephemeral herbs are found in this semi-arid tract. Asiatic lions, birds, jackals, leopards, eagles, snakes, hawks, buffaloes are found in this region. Then Western Ghat. The mountains along the western coast of peninsular India are the Western Ghat, which constitute one of the unique biological regions of the world. The Western Ghat extends from the southern tip of the peninsula 8 degrees northwards about 1600 km to the mouth of the river Tapi 21 degrees north. The mountains rise to average altitudes between 900 and 1500 meters above the sea level. Apart from biological diversity, the region boasts of high levels of cultural diversity, as many indigenous people inhabit its forests. The Western Ghats are amongst the 34 biodiversity hotspots recognized globally. These hills are known for their high levels of endemism expressed at both higher and lower taxonomic levels. Most of the Western Ghat endemic plants are associated with evergreen forests. Rice cultivation in the fertile valley preceded gardens of early commercial crops like areca nut and pepper. The Western Ghats are well known for harboring 14 endemic species of Sicilians, that is, legless amphibians, out of 15 recorded from the region so far. Next region, that is Northwest Desert region. This region consists of parts of Rajasthan, Kutch, Delhi, and parts of Gujarat. The climate is characterized by very hot and dry summer and cold winter. Rainfall is less than 70 centimeters. The plants are mostly xerophytes. Babul, kikar, wild palm grows in areas of moderate rainfall. Indian bustard, a highly endangered bird, is found here. Camels, wild asses, foxes, and snakes are found in hot and arid desert. The next zone is Deccan Plateau. Beyond the Ghat is Deccan Plateau, a semi-arid region lying in the rain shadow of the Western Ghats. This is the largest unit of the peninsular plateau of India. The highlands of the plateau are covered with different types of forests which provide the large variety of forest products. Fauna like tigers, sloth bear, wild boar, gaur, sambar, and chital are found throughout the zone, along with small relict populations of wild buffaloes, elephants, and barsinga. Next zone is Gangetic Plains. In the north is the Gangetic Plain, extending up to the Himalayan foothills. This is the largest unit of the Great Plain of India. The Great Plain covers about 72.4 million hectare area, with the Ganga and the Brahmaputra forming the main drainage axis in the major portion. The physiographic scenery varies greatly from arid and semi-arid landscapes of the Rajasthan plains to the humid and perhumid landscapes of the Delta and Assam Valley in the east. The plain supports some of the highest population densities, depending upon purely agro-based economy in some of these areas. The trees belonging to these forests are teak, sal, sisam, mahua, and khair, etc. in the northeast India. Northeast India is one of the richest flora region in the country. It has several species of orchids, bamboos, ferns, and other plants. Here the wild relatives of cultivated plants such as banana, mango, citrus, and pepper can be found. Next zone, that is Icelands. The two groups of Icelands, that is Arabian Sea Iceland and Bay Icelands, differ significantly in origin and physical characteristics. The Arabian Sea Icelands, Lakshadweep and Minicoy, etc., are the foundered remnants of the old land mass and subsequent coral formation. On the other hand, the Bay Islands lay only about 220 kilometers away from the nearest point on the mainland mass and extend about 590 kilometers with a maximum width of 58 kilometers. The Iceland forest of Lakshadweep in the Bay of Bengal have some of the best preserved evergreen forests of India. Some of the islands are fringed with coral reefs. Many of them are covered with thick forest and some are highly dissected. Last zone of India, biogeographical zone of India is coastal region. India has coastline extending over 5,500 kilometers. The west coast is narrow except around the Gulf of Canberra and the Gulf of Kutch. In the extreme south, however, it is somewhat wider along the South Sahyadri. The backwaters are the characteristic features of this coast. Extensive deltas of the Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri are the characteristic features of the east coast. Mangrove vegetation is characteristic of estuarine tract along the coast. For instance, at Ratnagiri in Maharashtra, large parts of the coastal plains are covered by fertile soils on which different crops are grown. Rice is the main crop of these areas. Coconut trees grow all along the coast. This is all about the biogeographical classification of India. Thank you.